Just to recap, the ticker is MSTR divided by TSLA, so one asset divided by the other. And the asset that's first, MicroStrategy, is what you want to hold in the uptrends, and Tesla is what you want to hold in the downtrends. And we're picking assets that are inversely correlated. So when one is dropping, the other is rising, and we're flipping back and forth to grow our bags of each. But if you want the full recap again, watch the video on Monday. Now, what happened was on Monday, we were right here, and it looked like a pretty clear sign after all these buy signals and the trend flip, mean reversion, and RSI being bottomed out to switch into MicroStrategy. And then we got into this very uncertain trend around 1.2 that was just chopping back and forth and was very indecisive. And also, if we're looking at the macro backdrop, that led to that uncertainty. Everybody thought, well, surely MicroStrategy would keep rallying, especially with the Bitcoin prices going up. Tesla looked like it was into some resistance. It all made sense, but the charts couldn't account for this. But there's a class action lawsuit against MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor is hitting the ATM, so that was suppressing price. And I think that's why we were seeing this sideways chop. And normally you can see these trend flips are much more clear. Like, yes, you get a little fake out here, but we can use our read of RSI not going below this 38 level here to tell us that that's not a full flip. And here we were just kind of all over the board. And you can see these other clear trends here. The best thing I can compare it to in recent memory is maybe a condensed version of some of this fake out here. So if you got into that trade, my recommendation would be to perhaps not try to chase it and flip now into Tesla, because this is getting into levels where we find historic support. So let me just go full screen here. And if we really compress this, I have an alert here at 1.05 to 1.06, and you see that's been a lot of historic support in this zone down to 1.03. So my gut would say that sometime next week, this trend will meaningfully flip in the favor of MicroStrategy. And if you haven't swapped back, you can continue to ride up. MicroStrategy has a lot of support right now between the $343 level to where it closed out today at like $370. And then Tesla could still move up to that $360 to $367 range, but that's what could push us down into this range here and then have the trend continue up, because MicroStrategy is into that resistance. And I'll look more into that support and resistance and daily RSI once we get into the charts. The thing I did was I flipped here, and then as the trend was uncertain, as we got this more meaningful trend change here, I flipped 50% of my MicroStrategy back into Tesla just as a little bit of a hedge.